All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome in. Shipping out some orders again this morning. I think we have 11 total orders going out the door. We have 3 Poshmark and then no, 8 eBay, 3 Poshmark. That's what we have. So 11 total orders going out the door. No Depop, no Mercari yesterday. Kind of slow day for those two. I think I accepted like 2 offers on Depop, but of course those people didn't pay. So shipping out the Poshmark, shipping out the eBay orders, a little bit of a slower day in sales. So feel free to hop on in, ask some questions, come hang out, and we're going to ship these out. I have some good sales. Two sales actually on Poshmark are old sales. Kayla missed the sale yesterday when we were pulling orders, so those are technically yesterday's sales, but we're going to pack them up today anyway. What's up, Juliet? Welcome in. Francis, welcome in. Hope you guys are having a good day. Let me know if you guys sold anything cool yesterday. Feel free to drop it in the chat. I'll let everybody know what you guys sold, and we'll go ahead and get started. What's up, David? Welcome in. Running's in the chat. What's up, everybody? Everybody hopping on in all at the same time. Let's go. I guess we'll go ahead and start while people are hopping in. Feel free, so you don't respond to my text, you just go live. I didn't see your text, Ethan. My phone is charging right now. My phone was at 4%. What's up, Trisha? Wow. What's up, Angel? Welcome in. All right, first sale that we're going to pack up today is the Lonely Poshmark order from yesterday. This is a men's Viella shirt, but this is a good one. It is a cotton wool blend. You can see that right there. It's 20% wool, and then the rest is cotton, so 80% cotton. Viella, I don't really pick up Viella unless they're this wool blend. They tend to sell a little bit better, a little bit faster. So I grabbed this one. I think we just listed this last week. Literally super fast sales on these. Paid $2.14 for this at Red, White, and Blue. I think it was, I want to say it was $6, and then it was like, it ended up being, no, it was $8 and it was 75% off. So we paid $2 technically for this, and it sold for $25 over on Poshmark. Nice little sale right there. I sold a CD for 92 days ago. Let's go. I figured it was Elliot. I was like, what is he talking about? What is he talking about a label? Like, I'm about to start shipping. Does he want me to ship something for him? I don't know what he's talking about. I was like, yeah, I figured it was for wifey. I was about to say that too before I said it, but I was like, oh no, I'll help him out. I was talking to Surfs Live. I found Bird Dog shorts at Ross and clearance for $13.99 first time. Yep. Bird Dogs have been popping up at Ross. I haven't found any, but I've heard of that. And then also Rowback is popping up at TJ Maxx and Marshalls, but they're like really, really few and far between. It's like they got like a super small shipment, and then they scattered them all throughout all their stores. So pop in, look at the shorts section. You might be lucky enough to find some Bird Dog shorts. If you do find Bird Dogs, I would even pay the full price. I think the full price for those are like, it's a little low for $20. You can still make some money at $20, so I definitely grab those. And again, they're few and far between, so when you go to Ross, you're only going to find probably 1 or 2 at the store, and then you might hit like 7 other stores and not find any until you find another pair. So, what's up, Velvet? Was just watching Surfs. Let's go. Did he just get off? I wasn't paying attention. I literally just woke up a little bit ago. I was up late last night working on some stuff. My Poshmark sales have been really slow lately. Mine were okay over the weekend. Yesterday I only had technically one sale. I'm packing up 3, but two were older sales. Mine has been okay. Nifty helps out with that, sharing and all that stuff. Had my first Whatnot show Wednesday. Did you do a video on how to set up Whatnot show? I haven't done one yet. I need to make a lot of videos. I need to make a Bolo video. I need to make a couple Whatnot videos. And then also when we wrap up this huge buy, this liquidation buy, I'm also going to do a video on like numbers, like how much profit we made, yada yada. So I need to make a couple videos. And I also need to work on taxes today too. That's like the big thing. The kids are all at amusement park today, so I got to work on taxes. Yeah, Ethan's still selling shoes. He's still selling shoes. All right, next up, these are Lily Pulitzer shorts. I actually got to go back and find these on Nifty because, again, this is an older sale. We missed it the other day when we were packing orders. So let me find it real quick. It's Eileen Fisher. That's Faraday. Where is this one? Lululemon, Beyond Yoga. There it is right there. Okay. Lily Pulitzer. These are from TJ Maxx and Marshalls. They're brand new at tags. These are called the Fairway Performance shorts. I picked these up for only $14 at TJ Maxx. This is a yellow tag clearance event. Bought this like 6+ months ago. These sold for $49. I don't mind waiting that long to get a sale because I bought so much. I've already made all my money back on that purchase, and now we're still selling stuff. A lot of the stuff I got was like summertime stuff. We headed into the winter like right after I got that stuff, so this kind of stuff can kind of sit around until you find that right buyer. But nice little sale right there, $14 into $49 from TJ Maxx and Marshalls. Can you recommend the shipping on Whatnot? So I have it set. Going with your shipping preferences, and what I have it set to is I like to use the priority mail boxes. A lot of what we sell is clothing, so I would like to use the free packaging anytime I ship out an order. So what I do is I set my settings within Whatnot to only allow priority mail packaging, even if it's over 5 pounds. The buyer does pay a teeny bit more for shipping if they buy more than 5 pounds worth of stuff, but then I can use the free priority mail boxes. So usually if somebody buys like even 10 items from my show, it's mostly polos, shorts, pants, things like that. I can fit 10 items into that box, and then I don't have to use my own packaging supplies. So that's what I have my settings set to. And if for whatever reason they buy, sometimes people buy like 20+ items, I'll just split their order. You're able to split orders 5 times in a week, and it doesn't cost you anything extra. So that's what we do. Usually I only split like 1 or 2 orders from a weekend show, so I never use my full allotment of label adjustments, and then I just use those boxes right there. And you're allowed to use 12 by 12 by 12 boxes, so basically you can take one of those boxes and stack them on top of each other and then seal them up, and it'll be able to go through the post office. So you can fit a ton in 2 of those boxes stacked on top of each other. But that's how we have our settings. I know some people sell a lot of hard goods. With hard goods, you might want to keep that ground advantage one because you use your own bigger boxes to ship out like your hard goods. But when it comes to clothing, those boxes work perfect along with the shoe boxes. And then we use these right here that I'm using to ship out for Poshmark. Trying to get my 20-year-old son into reselling sneakers and shoes. Nice. Shoes and sneakers are really good. They're an easy entry. And if you go to any thrift store, you can usually find some good shoes. So yeah. Good morning from Lakeland, Florida. Let's go. You're right down the street from us. All right, next sale. Again, this is something that sold the other day that we forgot to grab, but this is a good one. So these are Polo Ralph Lauren. These are called the Palmer shorts. They're like heavy duty. They got lots of pockets on the side, and they're obviously brand new with tags. I picked these up, I believe at a bulk buy. I believe I only paid $10 for these. It was right around $10 is what I paid for these. These sold for $85. They're a vintage pair of Polo Ralph Lauren shorts. So again, heavy pockets. You can see how thick these are. For shorts to be this thick, they got to have lots and lots of pockets on them. But yeah, $10. These were rare. I looked them up. All over the place. I only found like 1 or 2 listed and sold on Terapeak and brand new with tag condition. So I listed mine really, really high, and then of course got that. I had it listed for $100, got an $85 offer, and decided to take it. So nice little sale right there. Polo Ralph Lauren Palmer shorts. No problem. Appreciate the question, Maggie. And that's going to slide right in here and ship out just like that. Easy peasy. Yeah, if you guys are just hanging out, you have any questions like Maggie had, feel free to drop them in the chat, and I'll get those answered for you. Good time to ask questions is when I'm live because I can answer your questions a little faster and a little bit better. All right, all the rest of the orders are all eBay orders, so we'll go ahead and I'll just grab randomly over here. First sale, these are a pair of Spanx women's. These are called the Booty Boost Capri leggings. I guess this is a really good style because we don't pick up a lot of Spanx, but there are certain styles that still sell really well. Paid $5.34 for these, and these sold for full asking price, $29.99 plus shipping. So nice little sale. This is obviously a Kayla pickup. She did her research on these Booty Boost leggings, and they sold for some good money. So 5 into 30, I'll take that all day. Super easy to ship. Obviously, they're very, very compact, so you can fit them into your inventory system very well. And then obviously, to ship them, you just throw it right in there, ship it out, easy peasy. One more. No, don't feel sorry. Appreciate all the questions. Should I do sudden death? I like to move my show fast. I know your shows do a mix. That is up to you and your buyers. one thing I would suggest, Maggie, is ask your buyers what they want. If the buyers are like, if you're making good margins on sudden death and you're able to move your show quicker and your buyers like that, do sudden death. If your buyers are like, I know there's some people that are new in my shows, and with sudden death, you get a lot of snipers, you get a lot of the people that know how to swipe at the end or set that custom bid. So people will start getting mad that they're not able to buy items that they like, because, you know, if I'm doing a show where, like the show on the weekend where I have a lot of men's and a lot of women's and a lot of kids, and they only see their size like once every 15 minutes, but they can't get it because they can't swipe fast enough, that might make them mad and then they leave the show. So you got to ask your buyers. Just ask your buyers, hey, do you guys like sudden death? Do you want me to slow it down so you guys get a better chance at getting items? Like what exactly do you guys want? And let your buyers decide that. Right there on the live. They'll enjoy that. Just sold a pair of Lululemon shorts. Obviously, I don't have them with me because they just sold, but I just sold a pair of Lululemons. Let's go. Lululemon shorts. Next up, we got a Pendleton shirt. This is called the Bridgeford shirt. Picked this up for $8.03. It sold for $22.50. This is one of the lower end Pendleton pieces. The reason it's low end is because it's 100% cotton. Usually you're looking for wool pieces with this, so you're not going to get a crazy high price for these. So picked it up for $8, sold it for $22.50. That is a Nifty sale as well. Nifty sent a 10% on offer. I had it listed for $25, and that person accepted. So this has been listed forever too, by the way. That's why that inventory is $4.95, because this thing has been listed forever. So I'm glad to see it go. Glad to see it go. All right, that one's going to ship out for 10 ounces. Upgraded to Nifty cross list, but now Mercari has maxed out at about 230. Your Mercari, actual Mercari, they'll open you up to more. Once you make a couple sales, they'll open you up to unlimited. So I wouldn't really worry about it too much. I thought the brand Outer Known sold well, but it's sitting after a month. It just depends on the Outer Known piece. The linen Outer Known pieces sell really well, just the basic cotton shirts and things like that, or cotton pants. Sometimes you'll sit on those for a little bit. So it really just depends on what you have. Not everything sells super well. Like, for example, Pendleton cotton shirts. Pendleton sells well, but not their cotton shirts. So it just depends. Have you heard of the golf brand Malbon? I haven't. Malbon. Is it a good one? Next up, another non-great sale right here. This is another item that's been listed forever. Glad to see it go. These are women's Page Jimmy crop jeans. We do not pick up women's Page anymore, so that's how you know this has been sitting for a while. Paid $7.47. These only sold for $13.50. Again, just clearing these out of the store. I dropped the price on these just to get them moved. Had a $13.50 offer on these and decided to take it. So getting these out the door, in and out the door. I was devastated to see you thrift in my area. Don't worry. I literally in the last like 2 weeks I've went thrifting like twice. So if you live in my area, you know how many thrift stores there are. I hardly ever go to the Goodwills. I just go to the ones near me usually. The only stores I really go to consistently are Red, White, and Blue. The rest are like wide open. I never go to Salvation Army at all, ever go to Salvation Army. My bulk buy guy actually goes to Salvation Army and buys stuff for me. Can you explain the dynamics of not shying away from higher price thrift Plato's Uptown cheapskate items that still have room for profit? Yeah, let me read that again. Can you explain the dynamics of not shying away from higher priced thrift Plato's Uptown? Yeah, so when it comes to buying higher priced items, that's a good question, because the thing I posted yesterday on my Facebook page is kind of like the opposite. And you're going a different route, and I like it. So I don't mind paying up for items, especially if they're going to sell quick. For example, if I went to a Plato's Closet and they had a Rowback polo for $20, I would buy it all day, because I know Rowback polos minimum will sell for $50. And I just sold the Poshmark item. Minimum will sell for $50, and they're going to sell within a week or two. And some people would say, I'm not going to pay $20 for that item. That doesn't make sense. But if you can buy something for $20 and sell it for $50 within a week, you make a $20 profit, even after fees, shipping, cost of goods, all that stuff. So why wouldn't you make a $20 profit? But it needs to be a faster selling item. You can't pay up for something and then have it sit in your store for 8, 10, 12 months before it actually sells and then make a small margin. So keep that in mind when you're buying. But usually when you go to those stores, if something's priced up, you can look it up and see if it's a good brand. Red, White, and Blue's known for that. They go and do their research. It's a really good item. But I don't mind paying up for it. Or you just wait for one of the discount days too. Like Uptown Cheapskate, Plato's, they do discount. They do discount sales where you walk in and get stuff for like 50% off, like I did yesterday in my video. So I'll pay up for stuff. I know some people won't. That's okay. Everybody has a different business model. Some people only have a certain budget to spend at the store. So if they go to Plato's and it's a 50% off day and they only have $100 to spend, they might focus using that $100 on lower dollar items so they can get more. So that's, you have to also factor that in. Just go off your business model. For me, I'll pay up for stuff. Do you think sourcing is getting difficult? Strike out, fine. Not in my area, no. And if it's harder in your area, I would say like branch out and go to different areas. Drive a little bit. We drive like an hour to get to most of our stores that we go to that you guys see in our videos and things like that. So I would say drive a little bit. How many items should I list today, daily on Poshmark and eBay? As many as you can. If you can consistently list 10 items a day, then try to do 10 items a day. And then on Friday, if you have nothing to do and you finish your 10 items at 9 o'clock at night and you still have 2 hours left, list a couple more items or get some drafts ready in the draft bank that night. So then the next day on Saturday, you only have to do an hour worth of work because you know you got to do something on Saturday. So that way you can consistently list. What are your Poshmark offer settings? On Nifty, I have Nifty send out a 10% out offer on all platforms. So Poshmark is the same, 10% out offer on all platforms. I think it's like 15 minutes after the person likes the item, it sends out an offer. I do have red, white, and blue near B. It's by far the famous. Yeah, you hate the bins. I hate the bins too. I never go to the bins. I might make a video going to the bins. I was about to say I'll never go to the bins, but that's not true. I'll probably end up going to the bins to make videos and things like that. But I try to avoid it. Sure, you can get stuff super cheap, but you also have to deal with crazy people that will jump on top of you to try to find vintage shirts and things like that. And I just, not my cup of tea. So I usually try to avoid that place. Next up, this is a good brand, probably one that you guys haven't heard of. The brand is Teddy Stratford. This is a men's shirt, super nice, has a zipper front pocket. I looked this up. This is the first time I've ever found this brand in the thrift store. It looked really nice. The label looked nice, so I decided to look it up. And when I looked it up, it was actually a good shirt. And I paid $7.47 for this, and it sold for $36. It was at Goodwill, and it was in one of my videos. The one Goodwill where I found all those Todd Snyder pieces, I also found this shirt too. And the people were fighting over items at the Goodwill bins. Yeah, that's typical. That's like a daily thing at the Goodwill bins. Yeah, it's a wild place. And again, you can find great deals because everything's sold by the pound. So you get if it's $1.50 per pound and you're picking up a lot of women's lightweight items, you can buy 20, 30 items for less than $10 because you're getting so much good stuff for so much lightweight stuff. But not worth it to me. I'd rather go to red, white, and blue, pay up a little bit, and have a whole aisle to myself. That's the way to do it. Fighting with insane people, it's like 80% downtime too, 10 minutes looking. Yeah, that too, because, and we could talk about that a little bit, Jimbo. I think a lot of the people that do that, a lot of people that sit at the Goodwill bins are there just socially. They're not actually there to make money. A lot of them will go to a bin, only go to the new bins, only sort through them for like 5 minutes, and then chill on the back wall until the next round comes out. And then people like my sister, who goes to the bins frequently, will go through those old bins and find things like Lululemon. They'll find things like that Teddy Stratford shirt just sitting in the bins because people that are shopping there are only looking for vintage t-shirts or vintage items, and they're only looking for things that look cool, and they're leaving all the money behind. So yeah, I think most of them are there just socially. It's almost like a high school meetup where everybody's just hanging out, having some fun. It's kind of a weird way of doing business. Anyways, this is a cycling jersey. I picked this up like a year ago in a huge bulk buy. I sold most of the cycling jerseys. This is the last one. One of the last ones. I think I have one more too. Paid like $3 bulk buy for these. It was super duper cheap for all of them. A lot of them sold for like 30, 40, 50 bucks. This is one of the lower end items. It's actually a sweater. So $3, and this one sold for full asking price $19.99 plus shipping. Nice little bread and butter sale right there. Cycling jerseys can do good. Just make sure you look them up. Some of them are not worth it. Others are really worth it. I found a Polo Ralph Lauren cycling jersey like a couple months back, I sold it within a day, and I think I sold it for close to $100 because it was a rare one. So just look them up. They're easy to look up. Just there's a lot of spelling on the front. You can look them up on eBay very, very quickly. How long will you list something before you decide it's not going to sell? My buy cost is usually so low that I'll just keep the item listed, or I can always liquidate stuff on Whatnot. So anytime I feel like an item has been sitting too long, I can add it into a Whatnot show and just clearance it out. But I really don't run sales or anything like that. Again, if I wanted to sell something quickly, I'd just throw it on Whatnot for $1 and just get rid of it if I had to. There's very little money at the bins. Even if you do research at the bottom of the dig, I watch the quality drop and drop. Not worth it to me anymore. I think it depends on which bins you go to. Also, I mean, Flip the World does his Whatnot shows at the bins, and he's consistently finding Johnny Was pieces like every single week. I tell him that his wife is like a Johnny Was magnet. So I think it just depends on which bins you go to. Do you use style codes to look up things? Yes, occasionally we will look up style codes, especially for like Lululemon, Viore, Untucked shirts on the inside. They have style names on the inside tags. We'll add those to our listings because it does help them sell a little bit. How do you know what to charge for shipping? Good question. So if you're just starting out, it's like a question I get every single live, and I answer it the same way. This Polo Ralph Lauren shirt, picked it up for $8 locally in a bulk buy. It's an ombre shirt, sold for $28. If I were you, when I listed this shirt, I would do exactly this. I would take my photos, I would put the photos into the listing, and then what I would do is I'd take my item, I would put it into the poly bag that I'm going to ship it out in, or box. If it's a heavier item, make sure you use a box with all of your packaging materials in there. And then you take the item, you seal it up, just like this. This is before you finish doing your listing, by the way. And then you weigh your item. So right here, this item weighs 10 ounces. So then what you do is you put the weight and measurements into your listing of your packaging with your item on the inside. Put that into your listing, you'll never make a mistake. Charge it to the customer, never make a mistake. And then as soon as this item sells, you can write down on the front like Polo Ralph Lauren, put your inventory number on it, and then as soon as this item sells, you just slap the label on. You print the label because you've already done all the work beforehand. Almost all the items that we do, because we've sold so many items, I know about how much each shirt weighs. I don't actually do that within my listing. I do it afterwards, like what I'm doing right now. But when you first start, measure and weigh your items after you get done listing them, and then put that into your listing. You'll never make a mistake. What's up, Oliver? Easy peasy. People make it a lot harder than it is, but it's very, very easy to make sure you don't make a mistake on shipping. Next item, this is like a bread and butter piece. I actually grabbed this for Whatnot shows, for some of our golf Whatnot shows, because I keep getting asked for Johnny O polos, but we decided to list this anyway, and I was just going to bring it over via Vendu to Whatnot. But I listed this, and it sold within a day. It's just a basic Johnny O polo. We picked this up at Goodwill for $7.46. Listed this yesterday. Kayla was just about to put this in inventory, as you can see right here. And literally, as she was taking it out of her hand to set it down into inventory, it sold. So she was like, man, that was kind of weird. I had this in my hand and it sold. But sold in one day. So $7.46 into $20.70. Good little quick sale right there. Appreciate the question, Sheila. Nice little question right there. Again, I get that question every day. It's a very, very common question. I should make like a short on that. But yeah, it's a good question. And then I just got one more item to ship. So if you guys have any last minute questions, feel free to drop them in the chat. And we'll get that answered for you. This one is 7 ounces. I'm missing my little bowl this morning. Had too much stuff in it, so I'm using the scale without the bowl. And last item I'm actually going to pack up off live because it's a train. Printing. And then for the rest of the day, I'll be working on taxes. That's what's going on today, Oliver. Today I'll be working on taxes, getting that all squared away, and then probably submitting them next week. So then I'll be done before April, which will be a record for me because usually I wait till the last minute to submit taxes. Last sale, this is a Tyco train. I paid $3.25 for a bunch of trains. If you guys remember the train bulk buy, I bought these a long time ago. They're still slowly, consistently selling. I took a best offer as soon as I woke up this morning on this one for $14. So I'll just wrap that one up, stick it in a poly bag, and ship it out. Let me see what sold on Poshmark too. Oh, a Marmot jacket. Sold a down Marmot jacket on Posh for, what did this sell for? For 35 bucks. Sold out while I was on live. So two little sales. I'll probably pack those up as soon as we get off live. After you get Nifty and have all the platforms in place, on a scale of 1 to 10, how challenging is it to learn? The learning curve for Nifty or for the platforms? For the platforms, it's not hard because Nifty takes care of all that work that you don't want to do, the delisting, the relisting, the sharing, all that stuff. Nifty takes care of it for you. So basically, all you have to do is just wait for your items to sell. That's what the best thing about Nifty is. You literally just list your items, and Nifty takes care of all that crappy work. It even takes care of delisting the items when the items sell. So yeah, the curve isn't that hard. Nifty curve, I mean, you just set it and forget it. So once you have all your settings done on your dashboard, once you have this set up, I don't even change this. It just literally sits there. All of this, I haven't changed any of the settings on this unless it like boots off Depop. Every once in a while, Depop will disconnect and I'll have to reconnect the relist and offers. Same for Mercari, but the rest I just leave. So the learning curve, there isn't really much of a learning curve. It's just set your settings and then cross list. And cross listing is easy too. It takes just a couple seconds to just go through and cross list your items. Should I list all my items? Should I list all my items in the shop, or can I do random pulls? For Whatnot, I would test it. I would test how your buyers react because your buyers are different than my buyers. For example, Rinzi has been doing this thing where they do like discount sales almost. So they put North Face jackets. They have 3 in size medium black, and what he'll do is he'll do a flash sale at $39. It's the same price that he offers the auctions at, but he's been doing flash sales and he's been selling stuff super quick. So I would say test it because I don't do that method. I just do random pulls or auctions, but I think that method is pretty cool. But it also depends on what you're selling too. So I like random pulls because random pulls, I don't have to load the show. I don't have to preload. I don't have to spend time doing that. I just basically have the items hanging up on the rack behind me and I can grab randomly. And then as soon as an item sells, I can put the number placard on there, and then boom, when I go to ship, all the items are numbered, ready to go. The only downfall to that is if you don't preload the show, everything has to be set to the same weight to make it go fast. You can edit during the show, but it'll take too long to do that. So everybody's going to pay the same rate. So basically for like that polo show, we set everything to £1. Yes, there are some items that were under £1 that people got charged £1 for. But the good thing with Whatnot is between 1 and 5 pounds, they get free shipping anyway. So it doesn't really hurt people that buy like multiple items because they would have been on free shipping either way. But again, I would just test out both methods and see which one works best for you. Yeah, see which one works best for you. Is Nifty cross-listing? Yes, Nifty is cross-listing. So here's my cross-listing. Yes, I'll do this. I remember the other day I meant to show this on live and I didn't get a chance to. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to list an item via Nifty or via eBay, and then I'm going to cross-list it on Nifty on live so you guys can see. I did a little bit yesterday, but I didn't actually list an item. So let me go to my listings, drafts. Let me just list something super easy for me to list, and I'm going to show you the whole process because I didn't get to show this the other day. I had a question yesterday after live like, hey, did you show the whole process? I was like, no, I just showed me cross-listing something. So let's do, here, let me go to page 6. These are all drafts ready to go that we can pick one. So here, no, it's Thomas Mason. I got to look that one up. I want to find something that I don't need to look up, that I know exactly what I'm going to price it at. Like an Untucked shirt or a men's Ralph Lauren shirt. So let's do this one right here. FootJoy shirt. I'm probably going to list this for $22.99 plus shipping. So here we go. We're going to go into this listing. Am I on the right page? I think I am, yeah. I'm going to go into this listing really quick. We're going to list it together, and then we're going to bring it over via Nifty. So FootJoy shirt, paid $3.21 for this. It's got drinks and stuff all over. It's a nice looking shirt. FootJoys, I pretty much list for $22.99 to $24.99 plus ship. This one I'm going to do $22.99. I'm not going to accept offers on it. It's going to be buyer pays shipping, free returns. Everything's good with that listing. So now this thing is being listed over to eBay. And then from here, as soon as we're done with this, we're going to go back over to Nifty, which is right here, and we're going to bring in that listing. You have two options to do it on Nifty, a quick sync or a full sync. When you first bring your listings over, you're going to do a full sync. From there, I pretty much do quick syncs, except for once a month I'll do a full sync just for them to go through my entire store. But here we go. We're going to do a sync. It shouldn't take too long. It should take about 30 seconds. It's reading all my items on all my platforms and verifying if it's in Nifty already or if it's not in Nifty already. So it should take no time at all. Once this is downloaded into Nifty, then from there I can cross list. What's up, Nice Comps? Welcome in. How to set up printer settings. I don't have a video, but there are plenty of videos online. Just whatever printer you have. If you have a Dymo like I do, just type in Dymo 4XL setup guide, and it will. There's probably like hundreds of videos on YouTube going over that. Here we go. Brought in that one item. As you can tell, it didn't bring in all the items that were already existing in Nifty. It only brought in the one that I needed to bring over. And then from here, we're going to cross list. As you can see, all of this information is the same from the other platform, or from eBay that I downloaded. So everything is the same. You're going to scroll to the bottom. All this information is correct. We're just going to hit list to Poshmark. That's just going to take one of our credits to cross list. From there, we're going to go over to this one. I already know all this information is correct because it was correct on Poshmark. So I can just scroll to the bottom. Polo, FootJoy, Standard Large, all the shipping information was brought over from eBay, so I know that's correct. And now this one's going to be listed on Mercari. And then lastly, we'll do Depop. Again, scroll to the bottom. Polo shirt, FootJoy, large, all this information is correct because again, it's the same information from eBay. And now this one's cross-listed. So there you go. That's a full guide on how Nifty works. Super easy to get your listings over from all the platforms. If I had all my listings already on eBay and a bunch already on Poshmark, it will read over all my inventory and pull all those items in from all those platforms. So that's the full guide that I didn't get to show yesterday. If you guys are interested, I'll throw the link like I usually do in the morning down into the chat. So if you click that link, you get Nifty 7-day trial for free. It will have you put in your credit card, but that's just so it charge you after the 7-day trial for whatever reason. If you wanted to cancel, you can cancel at any time. It won't charge you. But then on your first month, you'll save 15% off your first month with that link too. So you get a double whammy. What about Poshmark shipping settings with offers? Poshmark shipping, you don't need to set up any settings. The Poshmark shipping, all items 5 pounds and under will go through priority mail shipping. You can use any priority mail packaging to do that. And anything over 5 pounds, you got to buy an additional label charge. So, but there is no settings. Everything is the same for everybody. Nothing goes ground advantage or anything like that. Find it easier to list on eBay first than Nifty. The reason I do that, I explained this yesterday. It's a good question. You can list everything within Nifty. From what I hear, it's really, really good to list within Nifty because it's super easy to cross list once you have it listed within Nifty. The only reason I do it is I want to make sure my listing is perfect on eBay because that's where I make most of my sales. So I like to do the listing on eBay itself. Also, Mom does all the drafts on eBay already. So it's just easier for her instead of teaching her a whole new method of listing. Just keep her doing what she's doing. And two, when I download the listing onto Nifty, it doesn't take a credit. So if I list my item to 4 platforms and I do it on Nifty, it takes 4 credits. If I list it on eBay first, I only use 3 credits because when I download it into Nifty, I only use those 3 credits to cross list. So it saves me a little bit. Is bulk cross listing available? Not yet, but she is working on it. I think if you do it if you list within the platform, I think you can cross list to all 4 right away, but I'm not sure on that. But who cares if it's available or not available? I mean, you just saw that it took 30 seconds to cross list those 3 items. So if you list 20 items a day, you can get cross listing done in less than 10 minutes. Closer to 5 minutes if you do actually right around 10 minutes is what it should take you. So usually I have enough credits to list everything. Yeah, I have the plan with the 2,000 credits and I come close every month. There have been some months where I've maxed out like the day before, but it's really, really hard to max out with 2,000 credits. You need to be listing consistently like 30 plus items every single day, 5 to 7 days a week, which most people don't do. What scale do you use? I use this Dymo scale. It's linked in my link tree, but you don't have to buy this one. It's a little bit pricey. You can just go with any scale. All scales are pretty much made equally. So yeah, you can just buy any one. Just go on Amazon and try to find the cheapest shipping scale. Just type in shipping scale. Whichever one is at the top is usually the cheapest. or one platform pushing. Oh, you got it. Yeah, yeah. It takes no time at all to cross list. If it took like 3 minutes per cross list, then I would see like, yeah, we need a bulk cross. But it takes almost no time at all. Like the Depop is so quick; it takes like 3 seconds. Once you hit submit, it's like spins for 3 seconds and then it's up. Super duper fast. So again, if you're interested, I put that link in the thing. I always get Nifty questions at the end, so we always do like a little tutorial at the end. I know a lot of people have seen this tutorial like multiple times, but I get so many new people in these lives always asking questions about how I do what I do, and got to get those questions answered. So, all right, chat, I'm going to head off. I appreciate you guys hanging out. That's it for me today. I'm going to grab the last 2 items that sold while we were on live after and ship those out. I don't know what I'm going to be working on today because I have to get taxes done. I wanted to make a YouTube video, but I got to get taxes done today, so I might be working on those for quite a long time. I'm going to try to put a video out today. If not, I'll put one out tomorrow. Tomorrow we are going live thrifting on Whatnot, so make sure you go bookmark that show. We're going to go live thrifting at the store. We're probably going to sell everything at cost, so if you see something you like, you can buy it right there on Whatnot. If you haven't signed up, there's a link in my bio. I'll also put the link. I never do this, but I should put the link in the chat. So if you're interested, you've never signed up for Whatnot, I'm about to throw the link in the chat really quick. If you sign up with this link, you get $15 for free. It's Whatnot credit. It's literally $15 for free. Doesn't cost you any money to sign up, and they literally just say, here's $15. So you can use that $15 on tomorrow's show or Saturday's show, because we're going to do an all Ralph Lauren show. Next time you see me in this room, that whole rack will be full of Ralph Lauren. So come hang out tomorrow. Should be fun. You'll be able to see like items that we're picking up to sell on eBay. And of course, if you want one of them, you can have them at cost. So we do that once a week just to hang out. So